Dear ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life when quitting seems easier than continuing, when the weight of your past tries to crush the potential of your future. But let me remind you today, just because it's hard doesn't mean it's over. You didn't come this far to break down. You came this far to break through. You see, obstacles don't mean God is absent. They mean your growth is present. Every setback is setting you up, not for failure, but for formation. And what you're walking through right now, it's not punishment, it's preparation. You may be tired, you may feel unnoticed, you may even feel forgotten, but I dare you to refuse to give up, because your calling is not based on people's applause. Your strength isn't limited to your own emotions. Your story isn't finished just because this chapter is hard to read. The enemy wants you to believe that struggle is the end. But what if struggle is just the start of your strength? What if this valley is not your grave, it's your ground for victory? So I speak to the broken, the weary, the discouraged. Don't give up, get up, stand up, rise up. Every tear you've cried is watering the seed of something bigger. The pain you're feeling is not pointless. It's producing something in you. A fire, a faith, a fight that can't be faked. Refuse to give up because the promise wasn't a lie. The dream wasn't a mistake, and your destiny is still alive. You're not finished until God says it's finished. So push one more time, pray one more time, step one more time, believe one more time, and I promise you'll see the breakthrough if you refuse to back down. Keep moving, keep believing, and above all refuse to give up. 10 key points of the speech. Tough times are not signs to quit. They are training grounds for growth. You are not forgotten, you are being formed. Obstacles don't mean absence. They often mean divine preparation. Feelings of weakness don't cancel out your inner strength. Setbacks are setups for comebacks. Your identity isn't in your struggle, it's in your purpose. Victory often begins in the valley. Faith isn't proven in comfort but in commitment. Every no you face can be fuel for the yes ahead. The story isn't over until God writes the final word. Let me know if you'd like a thumbnail quote, short caption, or YouTube title for this speech too. Certainly, here's an expanded version of *** key point 1 ** from the speech. Tough times are not signs to quit. They are training grounds for growth. When you're in the middle of a storm, everything inside of you screams, "This is too much." The pressure feels unbearable, the weight too heavy, and your mind starts whispering that maybe it's time to walk away. But what if I told you that the difficulty you're facing right now isn't a reason to surrender? It's an opportunity to be strengthened. See, the mistake many of us make is interpreting resistance as rejection. We think that because something is hard, it's not meant for us. We assume that because we're facing opposition, we must have stepped out of line. But that's not how growth works. *** growth lives in the tension. Growth shows up in discomfort. Growth is born in pressure. *** you cannot build strength without resistance. You cannot develop endurance without struggle. You cannot rise if you don't first learn how to stand in the storm. If you look at anyone who has ever become something great, spiritually, professionally, emotionally, you will find a moment in their story when they wanted to quit but didn't. You'll find nights when they cried, days when they doubted, and seasons when they couldn't see the end of the tunnel. But they stayed in the fight, and that's when the shift began. The tough season you're walking through is doing something * to you *. Yes, but more importantly, it's doing something * in you. It's sharpening your discernment, it's stretching your faith. It's expanding your capacity to believe when nothing makes sense. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Think about this. *** every prayer you've prayed for strength, for courage, for wisdom, it's being answered right now in the form of the challenges you're facing. *** God doesn't build warriors in palaces. He builds them in valleys. He trains them in battles, in rejection, in silence, in the in-between. So don't mistake this moment as a sign to stop. It's not the end. It's the middle, the messy, confusing, painful middle where God shapes your character, deepens your roots, and prepares you for the platform you prayed for. You're not weak for feeling weary. You're not a failure for struggling. You're human, but even more than that, you're in training. Heaven doesn't waste hardship. Every ounce of pain has a purpose. Every setback is shaping your comeback. And every delay is developing a depth in you that comfort never could. So when it gets tough, and it will, don't quit, don't run, don't fold, asterisk asterisk dig in, lean on God and let the season do its work. Asterisk asterisk because tough times don't mean you're off track. They mean you're in the middle of transformation. And what's being built in you right now? It's going to carry you into the promise ahead. Let me know if you'd like the rest of the key points expanded like this too. Absolutely. Here's an expanded version of asterisk asterisk, key point 2 asterisk asterisk in full length and depth. You are not forgotten, you are being formed. There are moments in lifelong, silent stretches where it feels like no one sees you. You show up, you serve, you fight your battles, and yet it seems like nothing is changing. You pray, but heaven feels quiet. You try to stay faithful, but doors remain closed. And in that silence, a lie begins to take root. Asterisk, maybe I've been forgotten. Asterisk, but let me speak something into your soul today. Asterisk asterisk, just because you feel invisible doesn't mean you're insignificant. Asterisk asterisk, being hidden is not the same as being abandoned. In fact, many of the greatest transformations happen asterisk in hidden places. Asterisk seeds are planted in the soil, in the dark. Diamonds are formed under pressure, deep underground. Babies are formed in the womb, completely unseen. And in the same way, asterisk asterisk, God often does his deepest work in you while the world sees nothing. Asterisk asterisk, the season of silence isn't a sign of neglect. It's a sign of formation. When God is getting ready to do something asterisk through asterisk you, he often takes time to work asterisk in asterisk you first. He's refining your character. He's healing your heart. He's pulling out old insecurities that can't follow you into your next level. He's not withholding your breakthrough. He's preparing you to hold it. But formation is not fast. It's slow, it's sacred, it's personal, and it often feels like being overlooked. You watch others succeed. You see people get what you prayed for. You start to wonder if you missed your moment. But don't forget, this asterisk asterisk delay is not denial. Asterisk asterisk, if it was given to you too soon, you might misuse it. If it was opened before you were ready, it might destroy you. So God, in his love, doesn't just give you a blessing. He builds in you the asterisk capacity to carry asterisk it. And that's what he's doing now. This isn't wasted time. This is workshop time. You're in the forge, not the finish line. And just like a blacksmith shapes iron with fire and hammer, God is shaping you with trials and time. You are being molded, not ignored. You are being developed, not dismissed. You are not forgotten in the silence. You are focused on in the secret. God sees every unseen act of faith, every prayer you whispered through tears, every time you chose to worship instead of worry. That obedience didn't go unnoticed. Heaven took notes. It's easy to celebrate the finished product, but God celebrates the process. Because while everyone else sees the outside, asterisk asterisk, God is building something eternal inside of you. Asterisk asterisk, something that doesn't depend on applause, something that won't collapse under pressure, something that doesn't need validation to function. And when the time is right, the doors will open, the prayers will be answered, and people will call it sudden. But it wasn't sudden, it was sacred. So if you're in a quiet season, don't let the silence steal your confidence. Don't confuse God's patience with his absence. Asterisk asterisk, you are not forgotten. You are chosen, you are known, and more than that, you are being formed. Asterisk asterisk, every moment, every tear, every unanswered question is shaping the person you are becoming. And what God is forming now, it will be worth every second of the wait. Would you like me to continue with key point 3 next? Certainly. Here's an expanded version of asterisk asterisk, key point 3 asterisk asterisk in full, emotionally charged sermon, style depth. Just like Stephen Furtick's tone, but without mentioning him, obstacles don't mean absence, they often mean divine preparation. When you're facing resistance, it's easy to assume that something has gone wrong. You pray and doors don't open. You try your best but things still fall apart. You step out in faith and instead of favor you find friction. And it makes you question, asterisk, where is God in this? Asterisk, but let me tell you something that will shift your perspective. Asterisk, the presence of obstacles is not the absence of God. Asterisk, in fact, more often than not, it's the exact opposite. The obstacle you're facing may actually be the evidence that God is closer than ever, working behind the scenes, preparing you, shaping you, and positioning you for something greater than what you can currently see. Think about it. Throughout Scripture, every person God used in a mighty way faced obstacles before their breakthrough. David didn't go straight to the throne. He went through a giant. Joseph didn't go straight to the palace. He went through betrayal, prison, and years of silence. Moses didn't lead with confidence. He faced Pharaoh, a Red Sea, and a wilderness. Asterisk, obstacles didn't disqualify them. They developed them. Asterisk, because God isn't just in the outcome. He's in the process. He uses pressure to build purpose. He uses delays to deepen dependence, and he uses resistance to reveal what's really inside of us. You see, an easy path doesn't always produce a strong person, but a hard path, one filled with detours, dead ends, and uphill climbs. That's where strength is forged. That's where endurance is built. That's where faith grows roots. Sometimes, what you think is an enemy standing in your way is really a mirror showing you what God wants to mature in you. That obstacle that makes you feel small may be the very thing God is using to show you his strength. That closed door may be the protection you didn't know you needed. That delay may be the training ground where you're learning to trust, to wait, and to walk by faith, not sight. What if the mountain in front of you isn't meant to stop you, but to stretch you? What if it's not punishment, but preparation? Because here's the truth, God doesn't always remove the obstacle. Sometimes he trains your hands for battle and gives you the strength to climb it. Sometimes he doesn't calm the storm because he's building a storm. Walker, sometimes he lets the fire burn not to destroy you but to refine you. Don't miss this. Obstacles are not random. They are divine instruments in the hands of a purposeful God. He doesn't waste your struggle. He uses it to reveal your capacity. He uses it to align you with his timing. And he uses it to grow something in you that comfort never could. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this preparing me for? Because you might just realize that the thing that feels like it's standing in your way is actually the thing that's preparing you for the weight of the calling you're about to carry. God is not absent in your resistance. He's right there, present, active, intentional, and he's using every obstacle, every no, every delay, and every moment of resistance to prepare you for the very thing he's already promised. Would you like me to continue with key point 4 next? Absolutely. Here's an expanded, emotionally resonant version of key point 4 written in a passionate and faith-driven tone without a subtitle or conclusion. Feelings of weakness don't cancel out your inner strength. There will be days when you don't feel strong, days when your heart is heavy and your mind is tired, when every step forward feels like you're dragging your soul through quicksand. When you wake up and wonder how you're supposed to show up in a world that doesn't seem to care how exhausted you are inside. And in those moments, the enemy loves to whisper, if you feel weak, you must be weak, you're not strong enough, you're not enough. But hear me loud and clear, feelings are not facts. Just because you feel broken doesn't mean you are defeated. Just because you feel weary doesn't mean you are weak. Just because you feel like giving up doesn't mean you don't have what it takes to get back up. You can feel completely drained and still be full of purpose. You can be trembling and still be standing. You can be crying and still be fighting, because true strength isn't loud. It doesn't always look like victory laps and loud declarations. Sometimes strength looks like staying when everything in you wants to leave. Sometimes it's whispering a prayer when you don't even have the energy to speak it out loud. Sometimes it's choosing to show up, not because you feel ready, but because you've decided that quitting isn't an option. You don't have to always feel strong to be strong. In fact, the most powerful kind of strength is the kind that comes from knowing your limitations and leaning into grace anyway. It's knowing that your strength was never supposed to come from you in the first place. Because when you're at your weakest, that's when divine strength steps in. That's when God carries you. That's when grace becomes more than a concept and becomes your oxygen. That's when you realize that your power is limited, but your potential is not. Because you're not walking this journey alone, you never were. There's a strength inside you that doesn't depend on how you feel today. It's built from every time you pushed through your fear. Every time you chose faith over frustration. Every time you kept going when no one was cheering you on. Every scar you carry is proof that you've survived battles others didn't see. And those scars, they're not signs of weakness. They're signs of resilience. Don't disqualify yourself because you're tired. Don't underestimate yourself because you've cried. You are still standing. You are still breathing. And that alone is evidence of strength that can't be measured by moods or moments. You may feel like you're falling apart, but from heaven's view, you're being held together by something greater than your emotions. You may feel empty, but you're carrying purpose. You may feel incapable, but you're filled with a strength that doesn't run out. And even when your knees are shaking and your voice is trembling, your presence in the fight still matters. So the next time your feelings tell you that you're weak, remind yourself, maybe I don't feel strong right now, but strength isn't a feeling. It's a decision, and I've decided to keep moving. Because strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply whispers, I'm not giving up today,